Increase versus flat. Which one is better and why? The short answer is generally flat, but it also depends. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can determine which one is better for you in your build. To explain this concept, I'm going to be using life, but the exact same principle applies for pretty much any stat-based mechanic or concept. So mana, ES, whatever, it will all function the same way. To start off, I want to give a pretty basic example to showcase how increased life works versus flat life. So in this example, we have 100 life, and we have the option of either equipping a Vermilion ring with 5% increased life or a Coral ring with plus 20 life. So what we do for the Vermilion ring is we take our total life and we multiply it by the increased life. In this case is 5%, so we do 1.05, which gives us our new life total of 105. With the Coral ring, it's a lot simpler. You just take the total health you have minus the flat life and add them together to be 120. Very simple, very basic, but this doesn't really give a good idea of how it works in like a real life situation, and that's where we get to example number 2. Now in this example, we have 5,000 total life. We still have a Vermilion ring with 5% increased life, but this time our Coral ring has plus 100 total flat life. Now the first thing we need to do when determining which one is better and how they interact with our total life pool is we need to find out how much increased life we have already. So for this example, I just chose 150%, which would give us 3,000 health, and that would make our base life 2,000, right? So 2,000 plus 3,000, we get 5,000. And for a better representation of what our health pool would actually look like, we have the blue representing the 3,000 increased life, and then we have the base life at 2,000. So what we do not do when determining our life is we do not take the total 5,000, multiply that by our increased life. So in this case, if we equip the Vermilion ring, our increased total would go from 150 to 155, and we represent that by 2.55. That would give us 12,750. We do not have 12,750 health. This is wrong. What we need to do is take our base health, which is 2,000, and then multiply that by 2.55. This gives us what our health actually would be, which is 5,100. Now for the Coral ring, it's roughly the same, but there's a little more nuance, right? So again, what we do not do is take our total health, multiply it by 100, or add 100 to it to get our new health. That is not accurate. What we need to do again is take our base health, we'll add 100 to that to get 2,100, but we're not done yet. The next step we have to do is now add our increased life to that new base life, which would be 250 or 2.5 to get our new max health, which is 5,250. So in this example again, we see that flat life is going to beat increased life. So flat or increased, which one's better? Like I said at the beginning, generally flat is going to be better. There are some times when increase is going to be better. Like the more you have of a stat, the higher your flat of your stat is, the more you're going to get from increased. The benefit, however, of flat is that the higher your flat is, the more you're going to benefit from increase. So you can kind of see how they both kind of interlink with one another. The higher your base is, the more you're going to get from increased. But flat is generally going to give you more overall, unless you have like a super high base. So which one should you take? Generally, I'll go with the flat, unless the flat is like super low. Because in the example I used, the 100 Coral ring with 100 total health, that's a lot of health. Like you're not going to get a lot of rings with 100 flat health on them. So generally what you should do, and I'll show you guys do this in a second, is go into Path of Building, and it breaks all this down for you. And I'm going to open up Path of Building and show you guys how to do that right now. Alright, so when you guys go into Path of Building and you go into the Calcs tab, it's going to show you a bunch of this stuff. The only thing you really need to worry about for this example is life. If you go into the life section, it's going to give you not only your total base, which is right here, and list everything that is adding up to that total base, but additionally, it'll show you your total increase. Like the only problem with the tree, if you look on the left-hand side, is it only ever shows you your increase from the tree, but not from items. So you can see in this example, my increased life from tree is 173. However, my total increase is 180. That's because I have a jewel that is giving me 7% increased life. So when you're calculating whenever you get a new item, you're wondering how much it's going to give you. What I would just say is put it into path of building, and it will tell you that number. Additionally, if you ever want to know what your total base is, it's right here. And again, like I said in the beginning, this works for pretty much all this stuff. So energy shield, it's going to work, function the same way, armor, evasion, whatever. They all function exactly the same. So whenever you're trying to find out which one you should use, just go into path building.